Hello everybody! Today is going to be a pretty short video, but I'm just going to do some tips on profiles, more specifically human profiles. Yay! Okay, so humans can be pretty hard for some artists, and to be honest, sometimes they're pretty hard for me. Some artists avoid drawing humans entirely, and that's how I used to be until I started practicing, because before I was convinced that I couldn't draw humans for the life of me. So, I'm just gonna speak some words of wisdom into your life, and hopefully you find some of these things handy. So when I sketch humans, I usually just do an angle profile. I'm really sort of bad at like the face, the head-on profiles where they're staring straight at you into your soul. I'm much better at like angled profiles like this. Where I have the character looking off to the side or something. I really like doing expressions for that too, because you can see how like the eyebrows sort of have this continuous confused line going on there. Like if you can join them together, they'd just be one little whoop, you know? Okay, that didn't make a lot of sense now that it came out of my mouth, but you get the point. Another thing I like to do when sketching humans is I usually do the facial features first and then sketch the jawline, which I mean, maybe a little bit ill-advised, but luckily if you have a digital art program, you have all the time and resources in the world to mess around with faces and what you like in your technique. This video isn't sped up at all, so it's live, me sketching, so this is real time, how long it takes me to do a sketch like this. It usually takes me a little while to get something that I'm happy with. That means correcting mistakes, breaking out that eraser. Don't be afraid of the eraser. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They're really useful in the long run with learning and stuff. Another thing I like to take into consideration when sketching a profile is expression, because expression can add so much to just a little doodle, really. If you just had a piece where it was like the character just doing like, you know, the smile, where like you've seen it probably a lot, but it's just like that very overused stationary, what's the word, let's say worn out expression where they're just sort of like smiling mildly and like maybe looking into the camera. Yeah, you know, basically the anime look. the anime smile. But yeah. After I sketch the jawline, I like to mess around with like the face proportions and stuff and add wrinkles, because wrinkles can add a lot of expression as well, which is another thing that is good in like low detailed pictures, like a sketch. It helps get the point across, like what the character's thinking. Since all humans are different, I like to sort of mess around with ears and nose and where things are positioned, you know, because no two humans are the same and stuff. So, yeah. The one thing I try to avoid when sketching people is making sure that they are, the one thing I try to avoid is just having them in different styles, I suppose, because sometimes I can sketch a person and then put them next to another person and they look like they're from two different universes entirely, and that's not really what people are going for, so sometimes I try to have a little bit of style consistency, you know? All that good stuff. When I sketch, I usually like to think about the flipping, you know, because if you flip the image, it helps a lot, you know, because you can see where you went wrong, and you can fix things up like I'm doing here now, as you can see. And it just makes things look more even and stable, so that way it's a little bit more pleasing to the eye. You don't have to go too crazy with that, because sometimes cartoony stretching, like sometimes that cartoony stretching is just a style choice, and then other times it's just broken anatomy, and we don't want broken anatomy, so yes. So, final words. Remember proportions. Remember to flip the image, and just hang loose and have fun. Remember, study the normal human face before you do cartooning and stuff. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today. See you guys later. Love ya.